Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, this is May and it's Child Awareness Month. When we talk about child awareness, it should just not be only for a month. And I don't think that's what the intent of this is. That we should only be focused on children for the month. What it's for is to bring a wider awareness and put the spotlight on how. Good morning, thanks for coming in. Like for me as you come in, the spotlight is on the month of May for children, because it's such an important issue and it's so much things that's happening to our children all through the year, that May is the highlighting and to bring a broader light on how important it is for us to keep our children safe all year long. Keeping our children safe. Now, I've always said that caregiving and taking care of someone is not only about pay, but it's also to be vigilant about caring for people, for children, for the elderly. So I'm going to take a few minutes as I drive to focus on our children. You know, child abuse is so rampant. Child abuse is so rampant. It is something that we should never ever take for granted. And parents of small children, it is our duty to educate our children on good touches and bad touches, and good attention and bad attention, and taking the time to let our children know that it's not only strangers can give you good attention and bad attention, and can touch you and in areas that only your mom should. Statistics has shown that abuse comes in large parts from people that we know, from family members, from pastors, from teachers, from counselors, from association of individuals that we bring in our homes. You know, one of the things that really struck me when I came to America, and the difference in the Jamaican West Indian culture, is that other cultures tend to not want to bring in the title uncle and auntie just because you're friends. And I know growing up in Jamaica, everybody that associate themselves with my family was uncle and auntie. And what I found out from living here in America and also being educated is that in doing that, it tends to bring a greater familiarity, a greater comfort to the child, to the children. Because if I, as the family, as the parent, is saying, because I'm friendly with this person, they're your auntie and they're your uncle, without the proper education to the child, letting the child know that even though this is auntie and this is uncle, they're not supposed to do X, Y, Z with you without my knowledge or without my presence. So calling the individual uncle or auntie should come with some education, should let the child know that even though, thank you, welcome. Like, as you come in for me, please like and share, and those who have not subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. Even though I acknowledge the individual as your aunt or your uncle, boundaries should be set. The child should know that uncle is not allowed to take you by himself in a private space, or auntie should not take you in a private space without my knowledge. And if they're taking you in your room and closing the door, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. If they're putting you to sit on their lap, it's a no-no. Mommy does not encourage that. Education should come in uncles and aunties that we're adopting in the family. And even uncles and aunties that are our family. Hi, Princess Rose. Hi, it's my morning, it's your good afternoon. So they should know that these are the boundaries. Children should be taught boundaries at an early age. As early as they can say, Mommy, please. They can recognize the difference as early as 3 years old, or children, or even 2. It depends on the child. It depends on the child's maturity. They should be taught their boundaries. They should be taught that this is their space, that no one should hug me or put me to sit on their lap or kiss me on the mouth except my parents. And when it comes on to kissing, I have an issue with it in the time that we're living, especially for the last 2 years. We should not be kissing our children on the mouth because they're our children, because now there's so many diseases now that are added to the spectrum of health, so hugging and kissing on our children should be done guardedly, and as parents it should be done with care. So as we celebrate Child Awareness Month, let's educate ourselves a little more so we can protect our children. And let's, it is so, I have, pardon me, I have heard so many people say, you have to be careful how you correct children these days, and you have careful what you say. But I'm imploring us, please, if we see something, say something. If we see something, say something. And if Our gut is telling us that something is not right with this child, whether it be in a church environment, a social environment, a school environment, we're in the supermarket, we are in the movie theater, wherever we are, be vigilant. Let's protect our children. Yes, we might get some fight back, but you know what? I would rather someone cuss me out and I know that I'm protecting this child. I know that I'm protecting this child, and I know that my feelings and my gut as a mother is telling me that something is wrong. I'm going to speak up. I've done it so many times in supermarkets that I see a mother dragging a child by the hand, just dragging the child by the hand, or the child is just screaming. The child is just screaming and there's no comfort given, or there is no attention given to the child. Then I'll pull the mom one side, and I generally say to the mom or the parent, it doesn't matter, mom or dad, I can imagine how tired you are or how frustrated you are that he or she's crying so much. I can't imagine how difficult that must be. Can I do something to help? And it ignites a conversation. It ignites a conversation. The mom will say to me, every time I take him or her to the store, this is how they behave. And I will take the time to share some nuggets with the parent in preparing the child to come to the store. Probably, hi Jackie, good afternoon. Oh, I know, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much for always coming in to support me, Jackie. So as I was saying, for us to be vigilant, not only in the month of May in protecting our children, but every day. If you see something, say something. And, I have been in situations where, as I was saying, where kids, especially in the supermarket, the behavior is so bad. The crying. And I would step in. And ignite a conversation with the parent and let them know, empathize, don't criticize, empathize with them. I can't imagine. Sorry, my sugar level is dropping, so I have to eat a candy. Jackie Gross, welcome. So welcome all those who are on. Yes, so, I start a conversation, and I start the conversation by talking about something positive. I can't imagine how difficult it is. I will, Jackie, you're always looking out for me. Thank you. And I would start the conversation by saying, I can't imagine how difficult, from a genuine place, it is for you. And then the person would share with me that every time I come in a store, this is how this child behaves. And then I asked the parent, can I share something with you? And I would suggest, before you take the child to the store, give them a snack, prepare them. Oh, it doesn't matter what I do, she's always acting up. And I would say, okay, why don't you tell her when we get to the fruit section, you can pick an apple. We need oranges. So, get them involved. Get them involved in shopping. Get them involved in shopping, and that will decrease the stress of wanting a candy or wanting a chips. Get the child involved with whatever you're doing when you're shopping. And when you're going out with the child, provide something, a crayon, a book, or something to distract the child. And in doing so, it decreases the stress level and possible decreases the need to slap the child, the need to yell at the child in public. So let us be vigilant. Let us be supportive of the parent, but also know the signs of abuse. Because the child is crying doesn't mean the child is necessarily being abused. Because let me share something from you as an experienced social worker. Most children that are being abused are not going to cry. They get withdrawn. They get quiet. Likewise, most quiet children are not abused. So you have to know the signs, but more so, follow your gut. Follow your gut as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, to know that this behavior doesn't look right. This behavior doesn't look right. If you're on a bus, on the train, on a plane, and you see an elderly person or an older person than the child, not necessarily elder, an older person than the child, being too overprotective, has the child very close to them, looking around, read the person's body language, and they're looking around a lot, and the child is just docile, just following behind them. Let us keep our antennas up without being judgmental. We have to protect our children. If we hear screaming constantly coming from the neighbor's house, let's look into that. Okay? So as we go forward into May, let us be aware of what's going on with our children. Mom Frey's Kitchen, welcome. I finally found you. I took the time and I found you. I love what I see. Yeah, so I'm just taking some time as I drive to, highlight Child Awareness Month, which is this month. And it's very dear to my heart. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. And it's very dear to my heart, taking care of our children and our elderly. So as we go, let us be aware of the things around us. And if we see something, say something, because it might save a child's life. And saying something to a parent who seem overwhelmed might make the difference. Okay? So you guys have a good day, and take care of yourself and take care of those around you. Bye-bye.